Hi, this is Nandini, and you are at a place where you will become a confident and fluent speaker of English. You can be a confident speaker of English only when you know the vocabulary related to day to day activities. There are so many videos on my channel which will teach you how to talk about day to day activities. I'm leaving the link in the description section. In case you are interested, you can click on them and watch the videos. And in today's video, we are going to talk about the favorite hobby of many people, and that is gardening. This season is the most suitable season to grow plants in your house, in your backyard, or in your balcony, or on your terrace. So, if you know the vocabulary related to gardening, then it's going to help you in talking about it. So, here we go. In today's video, you're going to learn the names and also the pronunciation of different garden tools, and you will also learn the vocabulary, that is some words and some phrases which you can use when you want to talk about gardening. So let's get started. There are a number of tools which you can use while gardening and which are necessary too. The first one is watering can, one of the most essential things in gardening. And children love to use the watering can and water the plants. So it's very easy to pronounce once you try to pronounce along with me. Watering can, right? Let's see how to use it into a sentence. My grandpa loves to use watering can to water the plants. Second tool, which is also equally important, is garden hose. Say it with me. Garden hose. Garden hose. And what's it? It's a flexible tube used to water plants and lawns with different attachments. You got different nozzles which you can attach to the hose and then water the plants or water the lawn. Attach the nozzle to the garden hose before turning on the water. Third tool, which is also important, is sprinkler. Sprinkler. Say it with me. Sprinkler. It's used for spraying water. It's generally used for watering lawns. There are some automatic sprinklers which you can schedule. Like you want to water the lawn for 20 minutes and you can set it. Sprinkler sprays the water for 20 minutes and then it stops. Let's use it in a sentence. If your garden is not getting enough rain, supplement it with the sprinklers. The tool, that's a simple tool, and that is axe. Axe. And it's very common device used for chopping wood. Let's use it in a sentence. I had to cut down the log which was in my garden. When log was lying in a garden that was blocking your way, so you need an axe to chop down that log into smaller pieces. Next garden tool is rake. How do you pronounce it? Rake. Say it with me once. Rake. Rake is used for drawing together cut grass, leaves, and also for smoothing loose soil. Let's use it in a sentence. I was the one who raked the leaves in the backyard. Sixth one. Now this tool is pronounced as trowel. 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 Okay? What is its use? It's used for digging and lifting plants or soil. I need to repot my plants, but I don't have a trowel to do that. Now let's move on to the next tool, and that is shovel. 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 Now shovel is used for digging and moving soil. Now let's make a sentence with shovel. I need to shovel the soil to a side and make place for the planters. Eighth one, gardening fork. Gardening fork. Fork. In the word fork, R is silent. You don't say fork, you say fork. Gardening fork. Now it's a big fork for digging or mixing. Let's make a sentence. Use garden fork to mix compost in the soil. One, that's called weed whacker. Weed whacker. It's a tool to trim grass and also for cutting the weeds. Many weeds have popped out in my lawn. I need a weed whacker. One is hand pruner. Hand pruner. Hand pruner. Hand pruner is used to cut off branches from a tree or a bush or a plant so that it will grow better in future. Pruning is to cut. The pruner is blunt. We have to sharpen it before using. 11th one, hedge pruner. 10th one was hand pruner, and this is hedge pruner. What is hedge pruner? It's a tool to trim the hedges. Now, what are hedges? Do you know what are hedges? Hedge is a boundary formed by closely growing bushes. Electric hedge pruners are very common in domestic areas. 12th one is the gardening gloves. You require the gardening gloves when you're working in the garden, when you're mixing the soil, or when you're repotting, or when you're taking out the compost and putting it into the planters. Definitely need gardening gloves. Right, I bought a new pair of gardening gloves. 13th one, and that is wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow. It's a small cart for carrying loads in the garden. You can carry the soil, you can carry the compost, or you can carry some sacks which are filled with potting soil. Or if there is a big harvest in your garden, you can carry the harvest also in this wheelbarrow. My grandson loves driving the wheelbarrow around the garden. 14th is lawn mower. Lawn mower. This is used for leveling the grass and also for cutting the grass too. It's used for cutting and leveling the grass. My lawn has become very untidy. I need a lawn mower to cut the grass. So these are some of the garden tools which you can use or which you use in the garden. The pronunciation, of course, is very easy. Alright, now just listen to this conversation between two friends. They have gone to a nursery and they meet each other by chance. And let's see what are they talking about. Maria and Lucy. Maria, hi, great to see you here. Lucy, hello, same here. Came to buy some herbs. Maria, that's great. I too want to develop an herbal garden. Great. How's your aquaponic garden? Maria, it's developing. Oh, I remember I have to buy mulch and compost too. In this conversation, you have come across 4 interesting words. And what are those 4 interesting words? One is herb, second is aquaponic, third is mulch, fourth is compost. Now let's know what they are and how to pronounce them. Let's see the first word, which is herb. Herb. The spelling is H-E-R-B, but we pronounce it as herb. H is silent. Herb. H-E-R-B, but the pronunciation is herb. An herbal garden. We are using an in front of H-E-R-B because H is silent and the word is beginning with a vowel sound. And you know, when the words begin with a vowel sound, we use an, and that's why we say an herbal garden. And what are the most common herbs you can grow in your herbal garden? Thyme, basil, oregano, mint, rosemary. These are some of the herbs which you can grow in your kitchen garden. And within no time, you will have a lovely herbal garden. Now, the next interesting word which you have come across is aquaponic. 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 Now, what is aquaponic? This is a special kind of garden, and in this type of garden, you have fish and plants which grow together in soilless environment. The waste produced by the fish is utilized as the fertilizer for the plants. So there is symbiosis, like both of them, like plants as well as the fish, they live depending on each other. This is aquaponic garden. Nowadays they are trending much. Next word is mulch. M-U-L-C-H, that is mulch. The last CH is pronounced as ch, mulch. Okay, it's a mixture of sawdust, compost, or even paper, which is spread around the tree to reduce evaporation, maintain soil temperature, and allows to enrich the soil. It's also used to control weeds. Like when you spread the mulch on a particular area, the weeds will not grow. Alright, next is compost. Compost. Say it with me. Compost. Now, compost is decayed organic material used as fertilizer. And this organic material can be vegetable waste, vegetable peels, or fruit peels. They are very good fertilizers for the plants. They are organic, without any chemicals, and that's how you can grow your organic garden too. Most effective and harmless. You don't use any kind of chemicals in this. Okay, so these are some of the words which you can use while talking about gardening to your friends or to your family. And definitely you will have confidence because you have some vocabulary to talk about it. Okay, now let's learn some more words and phrases which you can use when you're talking about gardening. Now, the first most common phrase which we will use while doing gardening is, the first phrase is till the soil. And what does it mean? It is just mixing the soil and so that it's ready for planting. You're keeping the soil ready. You're tilling the soil and keeping it ready to plant. Next one, mix in. Mix in. Mix in. Like what do? You mix in compost or manure to improve the soil. Mix in. The first phrase was till the soil. Second phrase is mix in. Third, raised beds. Raised beds. Raised beds. This is growing plants in raised beds improves the drainage of the soil. So people make some raised platforms and then they grow the plants. Drainage of water becomes easy, and the roots of the plants, they don't die. They don't rot and they don't die. Okay. Fourth one, sowing a crop. Sowing a crop means planting a bunch of vegetables or fruits. For some, you have to dig it. You have to dig the soil and place the seed inside the soil and then cover it. But some seeds you can just sprinkle, just scatter them on the soil. That is sowing a crop. Fifth, take root and sprout. After you plant seeds, they will take root. That is, the roots start coming out. And similarly, they start growing leaves. And that is called as take root and sprout. Sixth one, deal with the weeds. Now, what does it mean, deal with the weeds? It means like take care of weeds. What does it mean? Like they are the wild plants and just pluck them out so that they don't harm the useful crops. Harvest. If you are growing vegetable garden, you can start to harvest your crops. That is, collect your crops. Harvest the crops means collecting your crops. And that's really a great pleasure. Plucking the fruits, plucking the vegetables, and then putting it in the basket. Oh, it really gives a beautiful experience. And when the fruit is ready, we call it ripe fruit. But when the vegetables are ready, we call them mature. Last phrase is ready to pick. Ready to pick when the fruit and vegetables are ready. You only have to pluck them, pick them up, and eat. Eating the fruits and vegetables grown in your own vegetable garden, in your kitchen garden, is really a wonderful experience. So, these are some words and phrases which you can use when you're talking about gardening. And you have also learned the names of the tools, and you have also learned their pronunciation, and also how to use them and when are they used. You are equipped with some of the phrases which you can use when you're talking about gardening. So you can very confidently talk about gardening with your friends and relatives. That's all for today. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. If you are visiting my channel for the first time, please do not forget to subscribe. And also, if you have liked the video, then hit the like button. If you feel that this video is useful, share with your friends, because when you share, you grow. Signing off. Bye bye. See you soon.